Welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am your host, Tatiana, and I am a master mindset coach, and I'm obsessed with empowering you to live and create your best life possible. If you're looking to uplevel your mindset, life, happiness, and success, then you are in the right place. My goal with this podcast is to help you see the potential within yourself, to be able to break the limiting beliefs and habits that are holding you back, and to help you feel inspired to get clear with who you are in order to create the life you desire. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello, and welcome to the Radiant Life podcast. I am so excited to have you tuning in today. Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share a special announcement with you. So it's been about a year since I have created and launched Embrace Your Radiance, which is my signature one-on-one coaching program. And throughout this year, I have been able to work with so many amazing women who have absolutely taken control of their lives, physically, mentally, and spiritually. But throughout this year, I also have noticed that there was a need and there was a gap, which was a place for women who desired to learn more about themselves, desired to learn more than my free 10-day workshops that I host and my content, but are not ready for my one-on-one program. With that said, I am excited to bridge this gap and announce Embrace Your Radiance group coaching program. This group is going to be the intermediate, the in-between my free 10-day workshops and my one-on-one coaching program. So this will be for you if you are done feeling unfulfilled and stuck in your life. Whether you desire to quit your 9-to-5 but are not sure what's holding you back or the next steps, or you already are a business owner and are wanting to learn more on how to scale and grow your business, at the end of the day, it all starts with mindset. And this program is a holistic approach. We cover mind, body, and spirit. Maybe you've done my workshops or listened to these podcasts and you're eager to learn more about yourself. If you're feeling unfulfilled and stuck in your current situation, but you know you are made for more, if you are wanting to improve your relationships with yourself, ditch the negative self-talk, let go of what is holding you back, and building a healthy lifestyle. Again, this is a holistic approach, mind, body, spirit. I don't believe in a healthy mind without a healthy body. So you know we're going to be going deep into health and nutrition as well. This is a whole program to help you elevate your life. So if you're wanting to let go of everything that is holding you back unconsciously, and want to become clear with who you truly are and what you truly want in life, and are ready to step into your true power and learn how to manifest the life of your dreams, this program is for you. So if this sounds like something you would excel at, if you're ready for, join us. The first round is starting March 15th, and you can apply using the link below in the show notes, or you can send me a message on Instagram at Tatiana_Couto, or I'll put my email below as well. And from there, I'll go over your application. We'll have a call to go over the details and make sure that this is a good fit for you. Because again, this is a group program. There's going to be a lot of intimate relationships being built with other women in the group and conversations, and I want to make sure this is a great fit for you as well as the other women in the program. So if you're ready to learn more, if you're ready to uplevel your life and step into your true power, let's do this. Go ahead, join the women who have already signed up by clicking the link in my bio to apply, and let's get you started on embracing your radiance and owning your truth worth, because you deserve all of what your heart's desires. I'm so excited to see you in the group, and now let's get into today's episode. Hello, you beautiful radiant souls. Welcome to another episode of the Radiant Life podcast. Today's is going to be juicy. Maybe you've made a big decision. Maybe you are making shifts or changes in your life. Whatever it may be, let's talk about 5 truths about leveling up. So what does leveling up mean? I guess we should start with that. Everybody's going to have a different definition of leveling up, but to give you some examples of how I've leveled up in my past, maybe that'll give you a better idea. So my first one was, me trying to lose weight and finally hiring a health coach online and then in person. Those were investments and commitments. So, I leveled up and I committed to finally losing weight once and for all. Along the scope of health and fitness, when I decided to do a bikini bodybuilding show, that was so out of my character, so out of my norm, but I decided to give it a shot, right? And I leveled up. A few other ones were quitting my corporate engineering job. I know I was safe, I was making good money, but I decided to quit with no job or plan, really, and I just moved to Florida. Hiring coaches, I've hired not just health coaches, but also business coaches, and those are investments. So I definitely had to level up to make sure I was showing up and getting my money's worth and becoming this person, right? Starting a business, that was a whole other level up. I don't have many entrepreneurs in my family, and those are just some examples for you. So it's been about 2.5 years since I have started my own business where I've quit my corporate job. I moved to Florida and I'm just doing this on my own. And I want to share with you 5 truths, lessons that I've personally experienced when it comes to leveling up in my journey. And this can be applied to any of your versions of leveling up. Okay, so let's get into the meat of it. The first one is you're not going to be comfortable. You will probably feel scared, nervous, fearful 90% of the time. Maybe you invested in yourself for the first time, or you're investing again, you're doing a new project, you're starting a business, whatever it may be. You're not going to be comfortable, and that is okay. This means growth is about to happen. Nothing ever happens in our comfort zones, right? And I mean, think about it. When you're in your comfort zone, you're just doing the things that you're comfortable with, that you already know the outcome. It's easy. When you make an investment, you decide to show up on social media. When you decide to level up, you're going to get uncomfortable. And I encourage you to embody that. Feel all that you must feel and just tell yourself, it's okay, I'm uncomfortable, and this means I'm going to grow from it, right? Because you must do something different to get different results. If you're not happy with where you're at, you got to do something different. And again, that gets you out of your comfort zone. And it's important to note that, our egos tend to steer thoughts or things into our head to kind of bring us back to that comfortable zone. It doesn't want to feel these feelings of nerves and scares and the what ifs, but I encourage you to push through that and remind yourself, like, no, I have a vision, I believe in myself, and I can do it, and this temporary feeling of feeling uncomfortable will be worth it because I'm going to come out stronger in the end. So yeah, get ready when you level up to feel a little bit uncomfortable and embrace it and embody it and own it. The second truth when it comes to leveling up is that not everyone will understand what it is you're doing or why you're doing it, and some won't be able to handle your growth. They may judge you, and honestly, that's okay. It's not your responsibility to make sure everybody likes you. You will not be meant for everybody, and that's okay. But really understanding that you might need to set some boundaries. You might need to have conversations with people to share why it is what you're doing. But at the end of the day, you can't change how they think of you, how they feel of you, and it's not your responsibility. As long as you are being 100% truthful to who you are and you're doing things that make you happy, that you are aligned with, that is all that matters. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, like, it's going to suck. Like, if you have to let go of friendships let go of friendships and really release those who aren't supportive or who just won't understand or are trying to pull you down as you're growing and being successful and more positive. It stinks. But at the end of the day, you need to worry about yourself and you need to make sure your environment supports you. You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if the 5 people are trying to bring you down, trying to hold you back from accomplishing these things or starting whatever it is your heart is desiring, that's not for you. And you want to make sure you're surrounding yourself with a positive environment. And eventually you will be able to attract those friends of yours who understand what you're doing, who support you and are encouraging you to grow even more. And I promise you this, those people are out there for you. But honestly, giving you guys the truth here is that not everyone's going to be able to understand or support your growth, and that's okay. The third one, what's the third truth about leveling up, is that it won't be easy. Shocker, right? And that you're going to have to take risks in order to see results and rewards, right? Like nothing worth having in life comes easy. For me, again, starting this business, it was a huge reality check. When I quit my job and I moved to Florida, I had invested in a business coach right at that time, and I finally showed up on social media. A little backstory, I really didn't do social media. So I started a separate Instagram account because I feared judgment. I didn't feel worthy of it. Like, who was I to avoid, the people who knew me growing up, not to see what I was trying to pursue. And that was scary. That was another version of me leveling up, was when I was showing up on Instagram and posting and getting on my stories. Like, that got me so out of my comfort zone. And not everyone probably understood what I was doing, but here we are, and now it makes sense, right? And so I believed that starting this online business was going to be so easy. Nope, I was wrong. It's been hard, it's been a challenge, but it's been worth it because I've learned so much and I've grown so much. And a perspective shift that I have made while on my journey is that hard does not have to mean it's bad. I think a lot of people see when things get hard that it's a bad thing, because maybe when something's hard, you get bad feelings or you're exhausted or you want to give up, but that doesn't mean anything. I think hard means good, I think it's awesome. You're leveling up. And you need to take these risks to reap these rewards that you're searching for. Again, when I talked about, you must do something different to get different results, this is where it's at. I took the risk of quitting my job and moving to Florida without a job planned. I took the risk of investing thousands upon thousands on coaches and, hoping and knowing like this is going to work for me and they're going to be able to teach me and help me start a business. I took the risk on showing up on social media for the first time ever, going to networking events. I mean, I am a social butterfly and I'm an extroverted person, but that doesn't mean I don't have nerves, right? To meet people, to talk to them, especially when I was starting off my business and this different career path. I had a lot of doubts. Like, who was I to be in the health industry and to start my own business? I went to school for engineering, right? A lot of those thoughts are going to slip into your head, but the risks are worth it to reap the rewards. And you can always shift your perspective and see how you're going to grow, what opportunities are going to come from these risks. Going to networking events, I was able to meet people and I've made great connections in my industry, and I'm surrounded by so many amazing, supportive, like-minded people. Investing in the coaches, like, I've been able to learn the lessons that they've made and not having to actually make the mistakes, right? They kind of showed me, they paved a path, kind of like how I help my clients, right? So just knowing that it won't be easy, but that's okay. It will be worth it. And don't put that perception that being hard means it has to be bad, because that's not the reality of it. All right, we got 2 more truths when it comes about leveling up. The fourth one is to have faith. I mean, you need to have faith when it comes to leveling up in every area of your life, right? These opportunities came into your sphere for a reason. So don't back down. Level up into this next version of yourself. It was there for you. It's here to, teach you lessons, to allow you to grow and expand as a human. And the number one way to do this is to have faith in yourself and God, or whatever higher source you believe in. Like, having faith in this and knowing what's meant to be will be for you. And if it's not meant to be, it won't be here, right? A backstory on this was when I invested in my second business coaching program back in 2019. I think it was February of 2019. I got really excited and I got really overly confident, and I decided to quit I purchased it on a credit card I had just gotten. I quit my part-time job working as a coach in Orange Theory, and then I forget what happened, something about interest or something with the credit card, where essentially it was worth it for me to just pay off this investment. so I didn't have to have like $1,000 in interest or something along those lines. I forget. And what I had in my checkings account to survive, like my bills and everything, was the exact amount for this coaching program that I had just invested in after I just quit my part-time side hustle that really did help me with my finances. And you can imagine the feelings I felt. I was scared. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where money was going to come. But in that, I don't want to say dark time, but in that dark time, because that's how I felt at that moment, was the opportunity I had to connect closer to my faith and to just trust God and know He had a plan, and just to truly have faith and just to put my work in, and what's meant to be will be. And it all worked out. So having faith, you need to have faith when you are leveling up. Now, the fifth truth when it comes to leveling up is knowing that failure does not exist. Let me repeat that again. Failure does not exist. It is only feedback. You know, when Benjamin Franklin, I think it was Benjamin Franklin, I hear this story. It's like, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just figured 10,000 ways not to do it, right? Like, that's the attitude you want. If you were going to figure it out in the first try, are you really going to feel that successful or reap those rewards and have it feel that good if you didn't have to, take some time to really get there? Maybe, maybe not. But just knowing that failure doesn't exist and it's always only feedback. It provides lessons for you to learn, to level up, to become, this next level of yourself. Back in January 2020, I was still weight loss coaching at that time. And I launched my program like I had been doing for months. And my launch failed. It flopped. Maybe I got one person to sign up. I really can't remember. But yeah, it flopped. And I did feel like a failure at that time. But in that moment, God works in amazing ways, and He uses the universe to, attract what's meant for you at that time. And my current coach at this time, came into my sphere, right? We had a conversation, and I was by no means at the right time to make another my biggest investment ever, actually, at that time, but it just felt really right. But just so you understand that if I had the mindset of, oh my goodness, I just failed, I must give up, this isn't meant for me, I don't know what would have happened. Like, what would I have done with myself? Maybe I would have quit on my business. Maybe I would have got another job. But instead, I was kind of like, okay, what can I learn from this? Maybe you just learn how not to do a launch, and, you do an email sequence a different way, or you post on social media a different way. That's happened too with other launches. But this one was a lot different. And this lesson was for me to realize that I was not aligned. I was not speaking my truth, and I was suppressing my feelings of like what I truly felt like I should be doing at this time, which now at this time was to get into life and mindset coaching, as well as health coaching, pretty much doing what I'm doing now. I mean, I knew that I had more to offer. I knew my purpose was bigger and deeper than just weight loss coaching. I knew this actually since May of 2019, but it took me months for me to really fully accept it and own it and step into it. And it took that failed launch to really open my eyes and see. So again, failure doesn't exist. It just provides lessons. Always look like, what is this teaching me? What do I need to learn from this, right? And you become wiser during these times. You become stronger. And this opposition is always here for you to grow. Remember, life is always happening for you, never to you. And I always think it's usually a sign you're on the right path. Like, okay, I feel like I'm failing, but I must have to figure something out, right? And when you shift your perspective and you can be like, what can I learn from this? You're on the right path, because you're going to learn a lesson at least. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you're listening to this, it's because you're working on yourself. Maybe you just invested in a coach. Maybe you just started a business. Maybe you just created a social media account and you're showing up online, whatever it is, you are leveling up, right? And these are some 5 truths hopefully you can learn now and not the hard way like I have. And maybe you need encouragement that you're making the right decision, a confirmation that you're on the right path, a reminder that it's not meant to be easy all the time, and that it's okay to get these feelings and whatever comes up for you. But don't let these hard times stop you. Continue to push and grow through it, because your future self will forever be thankful for you and for going through it. So that concludes today's episode. A quick little summary of the 5 truths that I have learned when it comes to leveling up is that you're going to be uncomfortable, and that is okay. You're growing when you're in your zone of being uncomfortable. Knowing that not everyone will understand why or what it is you're doing, and not everybody will be able to handle your growth, and that's okay. It's not your responsibility to shift their minds or perspectives of you. Keep doing you, because you are on the right path. Third one was, it won't be easy, that you're going to have to take the risks in order to see the results and the rewards, and that it will be hard, but hard doesn't mean it has to be bad. And nothing worth having in life comes easy. The fourth one is to have faith and trust in God, the universe, and just know that what's meant to be for you will come to you. And the fifth and final one is that failure doesn't exist. It is always feedback. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode today, please be sure to share it with me. Write a review on Apple iTunes so I can know that this was good and valuable, and so I can keep the good stuff coming your way. And if you aren't following me yet, follow me. I'm on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. And again, if this episode was valuable to you, please send it to somebody else who might be leveling up, or take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and make sure to tag me so I can see. And I just appreciate you all so much for listening. I cannot wait to connect with you in the next episode. But in the meantime, go out there and continue to embrace your radiance. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with me and write an Apple iTunes review so I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't following me already, you can find me on Instagram at Tatiana_Kuto. I appreciate you so much and cannot wait to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, continue to shine bright and embrace your radiance.